Harrison Cricks, Vulcan Props, here today to talk to you about Alsa's Easy Chrome system. My buddy Bill Duran put a video out the other day about spray chrome, and everybody in the comment section of Bill's videos was like, check out this video. And the reason everybody was talking about it is because in the video that Alsa put out, which is this really low-res, cell phone shaky camera, bad quality, doesn't tell you anything, it looks like magic. You just kind of wipe it on there with a big fat Home Depot brush. As it evaporates, it looks great. It looks like real chrome. So I saw that video too, and I was intrigued. I looked around and I couldn't find anybody that had actually used this stuff. And I found out there's a very good reason nobody's done that. This system, in its smallest available quantity, costs $200, which is a big ask for something being sold with a really crummy cell phone video. And for $200, you get 4 ounces of the actual Easy Chrome paint, and then you get 2 rattle cans, one clear and one black, and then you actually get one of those Home Depot brushes. Now, a few caveats. I paid for this. Alsa did not sponsor this. They're not giving me any money. It's gonna become kind of apparent because I don't really think this is as good as they say it is. I didn't use these, and that should be, I guess, the second caveat. I don't really like spraying with rattle cans these days. Most of my paintwork is done with HVLP paints. I used a 2K urethane primer, MIPA, which is one of my favorite brands. I used a House of Color black base, also urethane, and then I top coated it with Nason 49600 gloss 2K clear. Also might say, well, you should use this, and then it'll turn out great. But caveat 3, I've been painting for about 10 years. I wrote a book on painting. I like to think I know what I'm doing. Now, I don't know everything, but I am pretty good at this sort of stuff. So for my first tests, I decided to emulate exactly what I saw the guys at Alsa doing. And I just grabbed the ugly brush that they had shipped me with the kit and slathered the paint on there. And as this cured, it seemed to work okay. The problem was, once it evaporated, I was left with all these big, ugly brush marks all over everything. I decided to try spraying with an airbrush to emulate the volume of paint being applied without the brush strokes being an issue, but this, for some reason, never seemed to dry properly. It always stayed this dull, matte silver without being a real chrome. Interestingly, reapplying with a much finer brush brought the chrome back out again, but once again, I was left with those same ugly brush strokes I could not get rid of. Figuring the coarseness of the brush might be the problem, I switched to a much finer, much softer brush to apply the next pass. But on this flat geometric piece, that presented a whole new issue. The paint would puddle in some places and it wouldn't fully evaporate, and it left these big ugly silver spots everywhere. Applying heat to try and force the evaporation also didn't help. It would evaporate, but you'd leave behind these little puddles and pools in its wake. Switching over to something with a little bit more detail, I tried painting over a copy of my class ring. This looked better, but the faceted areas on the stones still had those same spots where the paint didn't fully evaporate and it ended up looking dull. At the advice of one of the guys in my shop, I tried airbrushing with a much finer pass on my last class ring copy, and this produced the best result I'd seen so far. No pooling, even evaporation, chrome-like appearance. Now that I felt like I knew what I was doing, I decided to do a contrast piece. This mask was painted on one side in a very heavy coat of paint, similar to the amount of paint that would be left behind with a brush-on application. On the other side, I did a super light dust coat over that gloss black, and that's when I had my eureka moment. That light dust coat really sold the chrome look. It allowed the black to shine through the thin silver particles and make it shiny and reflective, but also silver at the same time, without burying the black. That's when things really started to look like proper chrome, finally. So, okay, final thoughts. Is this the holy grail of chrome? No. Is it very good? Yes. You can't just take a chip brush and slather some chrome on and then expect it to come out like this. You're gonna need at least an airbrush to get this effect. This paint relies on your ability to take advantage of the black and gloss base coat in conjunction with very fine particles of highly polished silver flakes. In fact, if you get way up close on this stuff, you can see the little tiny particles of fine polished silver metallic powder in there. That's what actually sells the chrome look. So I guess the biggest endorsement that I could give in favor of this material is the fact that we did use it on pieces that we delivered to a client for a paying job. These were replicas of a larger trophy we did for Blizzard. We made 5 of these, painted them the same way that I showed in the video a minute ago. No clear coat, just that easy chrome over the urethane base. Very durable. Would I use it on an actual project? Absolutely. I guess that about wraps everything up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know it's not my typical kind of thing. I keep seeing this video shared and I really want people to know what they're getting into when they pay $200 for 4 ounces of magic. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and have fun in your workshops. Happy building, everybody. Bye.